Habit is an autopilot behavior that happens when our brain repeatedly faces the three following elements: trigger, action, and reward. What is the trigger? Trigger is a feeling, event, or object that is like a reminder for the habit to happen. Action is the habitual action that you are doing, like brushing your teeth, for example. And reward is something that your brain finds beneficial as an outcome of this habit. And this is why basically the reward is crucial, because this is the only reason why our brain wants to transform the behavior from conscious to subconscious, autopilot, habitual behavior, is because the brain sees that there is some reward coming out of this habit. Let's look at few examples, the examples of case studies based on the experience of my students, how they were creating the habits. So what they were doing? First, they were defining the trigger, the event that will trigger this habit. Then they specified what is the habit exactly, precisely, and they made it very, very simple. Then they defined what would be the immediate reward right after I finish this habitual action. The reward needs to be immediate to create a link in your brain between the trigger and the habitual action, so that your brain sees the benefit of making your behavior autopilot. When you create all the sequence of three elements, trigger, action, and reward, and when you repeat it several times, as much as it needed, depending on how complex the habit is, your brain, it creates new neural pathways that make this behavior autopilot. And as soon as you are developing this solid habit, you can increase the intensity of your habitual action over the time. Let me give you another example of my other student. So what she was working on, she had a problem with procrastination, something that you probably also are familiar with. There was a big project she has to work on, and she was always delaying it. She couldn't really start working on the project. Before she would do this project, she would start opening her emails. Some people will call her, something else will happen. So only in the evening she would remember that actually she had to do this presentation, this report, and she didn't start it yet. So what we decided to do, we decided to create a habit of working on her important project every day in the beginning of the day. We started thinking about the trigger, and we understood that the best trigger in this case would be when she turns on the laptop and logs in. So that is the first thing she does when she comes in the office. So she opens her laptop, she logs in, that's the first thing. That will be the trigger for her habit. Then, what we agreed she will be doing, that she will be opening the presentation she needs to work on. That will be the small habit she needs to work on. And we made sure that the shortcut for this presentation is in the middle of your desktop. So it's super obvious, it's not hard to find it. It's really one click away. Right after you open your laptop, you logged in, this is the first thing you see, you click on it, your presentation opens. And then she needs to work on this presentation for 25 minutes. I don't know if you guys ever heard about Pomodoro Technique. So basically that's a technique that helps you to split your working time in 25 minutes intervals with 5 minutes breaks between them. And that is also a proven tool to keep being focused and work productively. So that's what we agreed, that after she opens her file, she works on it for 25 minutes only. That was very powerful because she realized that she was really afraid to start working on this presentation. It just felt so big and overwhelming that it's hard. But when she realized she only needs to work on it for 25 minutes and after that she can close it, the task started feeling much easier. And right after she finished her habit assignment, she would reward herself with a healthy snack that she had with her. So that's the habit that we created for her.